Get excited, Pittsburgh. NBC has another new med dram heading our way. It's called Nurses, and I, for one, cannot wait because this one really focuses in on the nurses that are usually only seen in the background of the bigger medical shows. And I'm joined this morning by two of the stars, Tiera Skovbye and Johnson-Hinds. Guys, thanks for joining Pittsburgh today.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. And not only is this Toronto film show heading our way to NBC, but its special preview is this Monday, December 7th, following The Voice, before it moves into its normal slot after one of our arguably biggest shows, This Is Us. How wild has this been for you guys?
Hearing that, you get like the goosebumps.
I know. It's been incredible.
I mean, we can imagine, especially now with the focus being on the medical field, what can people expect to see from this show and why should we watch it?
We did not, for the first season, get to include the pandemic, but we definitely did still showcase the crucial importance of nurses and what they do every single day that, you know, they sign in for that shift. And we showed that compassion that they have, and we're proud of it for sure.
And then I understand that this is going to kind of focus on 5 nurses, if I'm correct, and this is going to kind of go through their lives both in the hospital and outside of the hospital a little bit, their relationships, etc. Can you guys each, we'll start with Tiera over here, talk a little bit about your characters.
Each of the characters, each 5 of us are described as a different body part. Grace is described as the heart. She comes in and it's her first job in a new hospital after experiencing some difficult times working in the past, and she comes in wanting a new fresh start with new fresh people, and right away she's thrown into the crazy world of being an ER nurse and kind of experiencing her baggage and her past following her. She's the kind of nurse that no matter what is going on is always going to put her patients first and always going to try and give the best care that she can despite what's going on in her personal life. But I think what's so cool is that throughout the season, you see her really start to realize that to get through the day-to-day life of what she does, she needs to rely on the people around her. And you really get to see the relationships and the bonds build between the 5 nurses in the series.
Keon is an ex-football star, and he injured an opponent on the football field, and it made him decide to dedicate his life to helping others instead of pursuing stardom. So we see this guy that, you know, for so long he's been looked at or labeled as an athlete and, you know, a man's man, and, you know, he's supposed to act a certain way, and meanwhile he's always had this sensitive soul inside of him, and we get to see that throughout the first season, him facing challenges that he's never expected, and how he tackles with that, you know, to overcome them.
And how fun has this been for you guys to be able to play these medical professionals and have to go through it and kind of see everything? Because I know from other shows that we've talked to some of the stars, they're like, these words that we have to say and the things we have to do, they had to shadow nurses and doctors. And how was that been? Can you talk a little bit about your preparation for playing these roles?
I knew right away, I was like, oh, this is going to be a challenge for my memory. A lot of the words that come up, and I'm not the kind of person that I can just like read something and memorize it. I have to kind of know what I'm saying. So it's a lot of background information, and we have a medical consultant on set with us at all times to, you know, make us look like we know what we're doing, because even if there's a scene that's not all about, you know, doing a physical medical things along that line, it's even something as simple as how you take on and off your gloves or how you make a bed. Very simple things. So we have somebody there to kind of guide us and teach us through all that, and then also to answer any questions about anything regarding the scene or what would happen in certain scenarios. So he's definitely our medical guru, making sure that we know what we're doing.
And it's definitely important because, you know, there's one thing that you can learn in a book, and I read a couple of books that talked about what medical professionals, you know, the little lingo, you know, the medical jargon that they say within the hospital that's not necessarily in medical books that you study. So finding, how a real nurse would react to a situation, knowing that they've been in this hospital, that in this case, St. Mary's, they've been in this hospital, there might be creaks and there might be, different like plumbing issues, and finding those nuances that real nurses go through. Like they know they have to have like the thermometers in a certain cabinet because it gets cold in this part of the hospital, like finding those little things and looking at stories of real life nurses and examples that they give. And yeah, we definitely did our best to bring that home.
Well, you know what? We are so thrilled to be a part of it. And we're excited to have you guys in our homes, have that little hour escape, and to be in those lineups too, because I tell you what, Pittsburgh, we love our medical dramas, and we are so, so thrilled to have yet another. Before we go, can I have each of you just give Pittsburgh a little shout out and just a little bit, like just your biggest thing you want us to take away from this series?
Hey, Pittsburgh, it's Tiera. I just want to let you know that our new series, Nurses, is a fun medical drama that also explores the lives and the ins and outs of the nurses and how they navigate the downtown busy hospital, as well as their crazy personal lives. And I hope that you take away realizing how hard frontline workers really are working and how much they're putting into saving lives right now. And I think it's a nice glimpse into their world, and I hope you enjoy it.
How do you follow that? I don't, hey, this is Jordan Johnson-Hinds from the new show Nurses, coming to NBC. I hope you love it, man. We worked a lot, and we worked tirelessly on this show to showcase what the frontline workers have been doing for so long, and definitely over the last 8 months with this pandemic. So I hope you enjoy this show. It's heartfelt. It's charismatic and caring and just entertainment at its highest level, and it's fun for the whole family.